Hello viewers, welcome again to today's video. This is the Solution Space, the platform where mathematics is made easy and simple for everyone to understand and to enjoy. In this video, I want to solve a question that one of my followers on Facebook sent to me, and he asked that I help him solve it. Okay, so this is a video on it to solve it with all of you, and that's the question on the board, and it's a question on logarithm. Okay, and I know I've not treated logarithm with you, we've not done any video on logarithm. Okay, but I still want to go ahead and solve the question with you. Okay, and later on we will take logarithm as a full topic. Okay, and we are going to treat it. Okay, we are going to start from the basis, the foundation, and we are going to go into detail. Okay, so that you get a better understanding of it. Okay, but in this video I just want to solve the question with you. Okay, and later on we'll take the logarithm. Okay, and look at it, as a full topic. We are going to go into details. Okay, and treat all the laws that governs logarithm. Okay, so that you get a good understanding of it. Okay, but I'll still go ahead and solve the question with you. So just follow the explanation, and I hope you'll be able to understand. Okay, because I'm going to take my time and explain some of the laws that we are going to use to solve this question. So if you follow closely, you will be able to understand. Okay, so now, just like the indices, okay, you know that the indices, there are several rules and laws that governs the indices that help us to be able to solve questions on the indices. Okay, it's the same thing that applies to the logarithm. Okay, I've treated indices with you as a full topic. We've gone into details, we've treated all the subtopics under indices. Okay, and I'm saying that just like the indices, you see that there are several laws and rules that governs the indices that help us to be able to solve questions under it. It's the same thing that applies to the logarithm. Okay, there are several laws and rules that governs the logarithm. Okay, so we are going to apply some of those laws and rules to solve the question that I have on the board. Okay, and I'm going to explain the laws to you. Okay, any laws that we are going to use to solve the question, I'm going to explain it. So if you follow closely, you will be able to understand it. Okay, so let's go ahead and solve the question that I have on the board. So let's read the question. Okay, so it says that if log 3 to the base a equals to s and log 2 to the base a equals to y, find log 3 root 2. Okay, so we are being asked to find the value of log 3 root 2, given that our log 3 to the base a equals to s and log 2 to the base a equals to y. We are finding the value for log 3 root 2. Okay, so follow as I solve it with you, and I'm going to explain it as well. Okay, so we have to find log 3 root 2. Okay, so let me write down my solution. Okay, and let's do it together. Okay, so now I'm going to write down what we are being asked to find, okay, which is the log 3 root 2. Okay, so I'm going to write down my log 3 root 2. Okay, and for us to be able to find the value for log 3 root 2, we should be able to write down the expansion for the log 3 root 2. Okay, and for us to be able to achieve that, we are going to apply one of the laws of logarithm. Okay, so that will help us to be able to write down the expansion for the log 3 root 2. Okay, so follow as I write down the expansion for the log 3 root 2, and I'm going to explain the law that governs it. Okay, so let's go ahead. Okay, so I want to clean this one and write it well. Okay, so that you see it clearly. Okay, so let me write my solution. Okay, so we have the log of 3 root 2. Okay, so we have to write down the expansion for it. Okay, so the expansion for the log 3 root 2 is going to be the log of 3 plus the log of root 2. Okay, so now this is one of the laws of logarithm that we are applying here. Okay, so now you can see we have log 3 root 2. Okay, the 3 and the root 2, they are multiplying. Okay, and one of the laws of logarithm makes us understand that when we have something like this, log 3 root 2, okay, seeing that the 3 and the root 2, they are multiplying, we can write it as log 3 plus log of root 2. Okay, so the log affects the 3, so we write log 3. Then we change the operation sign which is going on between them, which is the multiplication, because you can see that the 3 and the root 2, they are multiplying. We change that operation sign, which is the multiplication, we change it to addition. Okay, so we are going to have log 3 plus log of root 2. Okay, so the log will affect the 3, so that we'll get log 3, and the log will affect the root 2 whilst we change the operation sign between them to addition. Okay, so that's why I brought addition here. Then we write our log of root 2. Okay, so that's one of the laws of logarithm that we are applying here to be able to write down the expansion for log 3 root 2, which is log 3 plus log of root 2. Okay, so let me use other examples to explain it to you. Okay, so assuming I have something like this, let's say I have the log of sy. Okay, so the law says that we can write it as the log of s plus the log of y. Okay, so that's one of the laws of logarithm that you are applying here. Okay, so now look at it. The s and the y, they are multiplying. Okay, so what happens is that the log affects the s and the log affects the y, but we change the operation sign, which is the multiplication. You can see the s and the y, they are multiplying, so we change that operation sign, which is multiplication, we change it to addition. Okay, so it's going to be log of s, okay, then plus log of y. I hope you understand. So log s plus log y. Okay, that's how to write the expansion. Okay, let me take another example. Let's say I have the log of 2a. Okay, you can see that the 2 and the a, they are multiplying. Okay, we have the log of 2a, so we can write it as the log of 2 plus the log of a. Okay, as I've explained that what is happening between the 2 and the a is that they are multiplying. Okay, so the log will affect the 2 and the log will affect the a as well, but the sign, which is the operation sign, which is happening between the 2 and the a, okay, which is multiplication, we'll change it to addition. Okay, so it's going to be the log of 2 plus the log of a. Okay, so that's how to expand something like that. Okay, it's one of the logarithm laws we are applying. Okay, so now let me do the last one. Assuming I have the log of, let's say, ab squared. Okay, so we can write this one as the log of a plus the log of b squared. Okay, so that's the rules or the laws that governs this one. Okay, so I hope the explanation is clear enough up to this point. Okay, so I'm going to clean it so that we can continue. Okay, so let me clean this one so that we can continue with the question. Okay, so having log 3 root 2, we can expand it to be log 3 plus log of root 2. Okay, so let's go ahead and simplify this one further. We can simplify this one. We can rewrite it as, we are going to have our log 3 plus the log of 2 to the power half. Okay, because you know that when we have the square root of any number or the square root of any variable, we can write it as that number to the power half or that variable to the power half. Okay, so having the square root of 2 here, we can write it as 2 to the power half. Okay, which means the square root of 2. It means the same thing. So having root 2, we can write it as 2 to the power half. Okay, so it means that when we have, let's say, the square root of 100, we can write it as 100 to the power half. Okay, let's say we have the square root of s. We can write it as s to the power half. Okay, so it's the same principles that we are applying to this one. Okay, so let me clean this one for us to continue. Okay, so now we can still go ahead and simplify this one, okay, by writing it as the log of 3 plus half log of 2. Okay, now how we got to this point is that this power half, which is here, one of the laws of logarithm, okay, makes us understand that having something like this, okay, which is the log of 2 to the power half, this power which is here, it can come in front of the log, okay, the logarithm sign. Okay, that's why we brought 1 over 2 in front. Okay, so that's one of the laws of logarithm. Okay, so assuming we have something like this, let's say I have the log of let's say s to the power 3. Okay, the laws of logarithm says that this one we can make the power which is here, okay, the power 3 which is here, come in front of the logarithm. Okay, so we can write it as 3 log s. Okay, so that's the rule we apply to this one to write it like this. Okay, so let me take another example. Let's say I have the log of, let's say, 5 to the power 1 over 3. Okay, the law says that this power 1 over 3 can come in front of the logarithm sign. Okay, so we can write it as 1 over 3 log 5. Okay, the power 1 over 3 will come in front of the logarithm sign. Okay, so first write it like this. So that's the principle that we apply, or that's the rule that we apply to be able to write this log 2 to the power half as 1 over 2 log 2. Okay, so that's it. So the power 1 over 2 here comes in front of the logarithm sign. Okay, as I've used this to explain it to you. Okay, so now let me clean it for us to continue. Okay, so now we have our log of 3 root 2 to be log 3 plus half log 2. Okay, so that's the expansion for the log 3 root 2. Okay, so I will name this one as equation 1. Okay, now for us to continue, we need to know the value of log 3 and also we need to know the value of log 2. Okay, because until we know the value of log 3 and also the value of log 2, we cannot continue, because we need to know those values to be able to substitute it into the equation and solve further. Okay, and for us to get the values, we have to make use of these two equations given. Okay, we have been given log 3 to the base a equals to s, and also log 2 to the base a equals to y. Okay, so it means that the log 3 that we need, the value of log 3, we are going to get it from this equation. We need to do something to this equation to be able to get the value of log 3 from it. Okay, and also when we come to the log 2, the value, for us to get the value of the log 2, we need to do something to this equation to be able to get the value of log 2 from it, so that we can substitute those values into this equation. Okay, so that's what we need to do. I hope the explanation is clear enough up to this point. Okay, I'm going to just go over one more time. Okay, all that we did is that given the two equations, which is log 3 to the base a equals to s and log 2 to the base a equals to y, we are being asked to find the value of log 3 root 2. Okay, and first we need to write down the expansion for log 3 root 2. Okay, so that's why we went through this process to get the expansion for log 3 root 2. Okay, so log 3 root 2, we went through the process of applying some of the laws of logarithm, okay, to arrive at this equation. Okay, and I've explained it and I hope you understand. Okay, so we are having this equation for log 3 root 2 to be equal to log 3 plus 1 over 2 log 2. So I'm saying that we now need to know the value of log 3, okay, which is here, and also we need to know the value of log 2, okay, so that we can substitute those values into the equation to simplify. Okay, and for us to get the value of log 3 and log 2 as well, we need to make use of the equations which has been given. Okay, we were given log 3 to the base a equals to s. Okay, so we need to do something to this equation to be able to get our log 3 from it. Okay, and also we have been given log 2 to the base a equals to y, so we need to do something to this equation as well to be able to get the value of log 2 from it. Then we can substitute those values into the equation. Okay, so now let me take this one and let's get our log 3 from it. Okay, so we have that. I hope you are following. Okay, so we have our log 3 to the base a equals to s. Okay, so we are going to apply one of the laws of logarithm, okay, to write this one in a way that there will no more be a logarithm sign in it. Okay, and the law says that having log 3 to the base a equals to s, we can write it in a way where there's no more logarithm in it, and we will write it as 3 equals a to the power s. Okay, and I'm going to explain why we are arriving at this. Okay, now what happens is that for you to write this log 3 to the base a equals to s in a way where there's no more logarithm sign in it, you maintain the value which is here, which is the 3. Okay, so our 3 maintain here, we bring our equal sign, then the base which is here, it will come and carry the value which is here as a power. Okay, so the a will come and carry this s as a power. That's why we have a to the power s. Okay, so meaning that when we have something like this, let's say I have log 2 base a equals to y. Okay, and I want to write this one in a way that there's no more logarithm sign in it. There's no more logarithm sign in it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to maintain this 2. Okay, I'll write it there. Bring your equal sign, and this base a, it will come and carry the y here as a power. Okay, if it is a value, let's say 2, 10, any negate 2 is the same thing that you are going to do. Okay, so the base here will come and carry whatever value or whatever variable which is here. It will come and carry it as a power. Okay, so the a will come and carry this y as a power. So we are going to have a to the power y. Okay, so I hope the explanation is clear up to this point. Let me use another example to explain it to you. Assuming, let's say I have log b to the base a equals to s. Okay, and I want to write this one in a way that there's no more logarithm sign in it. Okay, so I'll maintain my b here, then this base a will come and carry this s as a power. Okay, so it's going to be a to the power s. I hope the explanation is clear enough up to this point. Let me do the last one on this before we continue. Okay, so let's say I have another example, like let's say I have the log of, let's say 2 to the base 3 equals to y. Okay, and I want to write this in a way that there is no more a logarithm sign in it. Okay, so you maintain your 2 which is here, and this base 3 will come and carry this y as a power, so it will be equal to 3 to the power y. Okay, so that's what we apply to be able to write this log 3 to the base a equals to s in this form, which is 3 equals to a to the power s. Okay, I hope you understand the explanation up to this point. Okay, so I'm going to clean this from here so that we can continue. Okay, so now we have 3 equals a to the power s, so 3 equals a to the power s. Now what we need to do now is to take log of both sides. Okay, don't forget that out of this equation we want to get log 3 from it. Okay, now that we've reached here, for us to get log 3 in this equation, we need to take log of both sides. Okay, so we are going to take log of both sides of the equation so that we can get the log 3. Okay, so I'm going to write taking log of both sides. Okay, so that's what we need to do. Okay, so I'm going to take the log of 3, and also I'm going to take the log of a to the power s. Okay, so it's going to be log 3 equals to log a to the power s. I hope you understand and you agree with me up to this point. All that we did is to now take the log of both sides, okay, of this equation, which is 3 equals a to the power s, and that is giving us the log of 3 equals to the log of a to the power s. So you can see that now we are getting the value of log 3 because we have log 3 equals the log of a to the power s. Okay, we've gotten the value of log 3 that we need. So I'm going to name this one as equation 2. Okay, we name it as equation 2. Okay, so now let's go ahead and also get the value of log 2. Okay, we've gotten the value of log 3. Now we need the value of log 2. So we are going to make use of this equation, which is the log 2 to the base a equals to y, to get our log 2. So we are going to go through the same process. Okay, so now I'm going to continue from this side. Okay, so we have that our log 2 to the base a equals to y. Okay, so we are going to write this one in a way that there's no more, it's not going to have any logarithm sign in it again as we did to this one. Okay, so we are going to write this one in such a way that there won't be any more logarithm sign in it, and I've explained to you how we are going to go about that one. Okay, so we are going to maintain our 2 here, then this base a will come and carry the y here as a power, so it will be equal to a to the power y. Okay, now from here we need to still do something to it so that we'll get our log 2, because we need the value for log 2. So what you do is that you are going to take the log of both sides of the equation as we did to this one. Okay, so I'm going to write taking log of both sides. Okay, I hope you understand up to this point. Okay, so it's going to be log 2 equals to the log of a to the power y. Okay, I hope you understand up to this point. We just took the log of both sides of the equation. Okay, so we have log 2 equals to the log of a to the power y. So now we've gotten the value of log 2. Okay, we needed the value of log 2 and we've gotten it. So we will label this one as equation 3. Okay, I hope you understand up to this point. Now what we need to do is that we are going to substitute the value of equation 2 and equation 3 into equation 1. Okay, because we are to find the value of the log of 3 root 2, which is this equation. Okay, which is giving us log 3 plus half log 2. So now that we've gotten the value for log 3 and also the value for log 2, we need to substitute those values back into equation 1 to be able to get the value of log 3 root 2. I hope you understand up to this point. Okay, so I'm going to write putting equation 2 and equation 3 into equation 1. Okay, so putting equation 3 and equation 2, okay, into equation 1. Okay, so that's what we need to do from this point. I hope you understand the explanation up to this point. Okay, so now we need more space to continue. Okay, so I'm going to clean a portion of the board, okay, so that we can continue. Okay, so but before I clean, keep the value of log 2 in your mind. Okay, we've gotten the value of log 2, okay, which is log 2 equals log a to the power y, and also the value of log 3 also, you need to keep it in mind. So log 3 equals log a to the power s. So we are going to substitute those values into the equation 1 as I've written here. Okay, so let me clean this portion, okay, whilst we keep our value of log 2 and log 3 in mind. Okay, so let me clean this side. Okay, so now I'm going to clean here so that we can continue. Okay, so now let me write the value of the log 2 down here, okay, so that we can remember. Okay, so our log 2, okay, is equal to the log of a to the power y, which is our equation 3. Okay, so I just wrote it down, okay, so that we can remember to substitute them into the equation 1. Okay, so let me clean this side for us to continue. Okay, so now the equation 1, we have that our log 3 root 2 equals to log 3 plus half log 2. Okay, so that's our equation 1. Now we know the value for log 2, we know the value for log 3, and we are going to substitute it into the equation. Okay, so this is our value for log 3 and this is our value for log 2. Okay, so we are going to put those values into equation 1. So wherever we see log 3, we are going to put the log of a to the power s there, and wherever we see log 2, we are going to put the log of a to the power y there. Okay, so let's go ahead. I've already written putting equation 2 and 3 into equation 1. Okay, so let's go ahead. So now I'm going to have my log 3 root 2 to be equal to, I'm seeing log 3 here, and the value for log 3 is log of a to the power s. Okay, so I'll put it there. So I'm going to have the log of a to the power s. Okay, then you bring your plus sign, which is here, repeat your plus sign, then I have half log 2. Okay, so I'm going to put the value of log 2 there. The value of log 2 is log a to the power y. Okay, so log a to the power y. I hope you understand up to this point. So we just substitute the value of log 3 and log 2 into the equation 1. Okay, so let's go ahead and simplify further. Okay, I hope you understand up to this point. Okay, so I have that my log 3 root 2, okay, will be equal to, now I'm going to repeat this log a to the power s, which is here. Then now we are going to apply one of the laws of a logarithm, okay, to write this one in another way. Okay, so now it's going to be plus, then this 1 over 2, which is here, it will come back to become a power to the a to the power s. Okay, so we are going to write it as the log of a, okay, the log of a to the power y being multiplied, being raised to the power 1 over 2. Okay, now I'm going to explain it to you. Okay, so don't get worried. Okay, so now all that I'm saying is that this 1 over 2 log a to the power y, we can write it in another way. Okay, and that way is that we are going to make this 1 over 2 come back, okay, to become a power to this a to the power y, which is here. So you can see that I've repeated my log here, and my a to the power y is here, being raised to the power 1 over 2. Okay, so that's what we did. Okay, and it's one of the laws of logarithm that you're applying here. Okay, it says that when you have something like this, let's say I have 3 log, let's say b to the power let's say 2. Okay, so now the laws of logarithm says that this 3 which is in front here, it can come and become a power to this b to the power 2. Okay, so we can write this one as the log of b to the power 2 being raised to the power 3. Okay, because this 3 here can come and become a power to this b to the power 2. Let me use another example. Let's say I have a 4 log, let's say s. Okay, I have 4 log s. The law says that this 4 which is in front here, the laws of logarithm, one of the laws is that the 4 here, it can come and become a power to the value which is here, which is the s. So we can write it as the log of s to the power 4. Okay, so that's what we apply to write this one in this form. Okay, and I hope you understand up to this point. Okay, so I'm going to clean this one so that we can continue, okay, the simplification. Okay, so let's continue. So I have my log 3 root 2 will be equal to, now I'm going to repeat my log a to the power s, which is here. Okay, so let me write it well. So log a to the power s, then plus, now we need to simplify this one. You know from indices that I've taught you indices, okay, and you know from indices that let me clean the addition sign and write it well. Okay, so we know from indices that this power, which is the 1 over 2, which is here, it will multiply the power which is inside this bracket to reflect this under indices. Okay, the one of the laws of indices is that when we have a to the power n, okay, b raised to the power n, this power n multiplies the power n which is in the bracket. So we can write this one as a to the power n, okay, because this n multiplies the power n here. So let me use another example. Let's say I have a 2 to the power s, okay, b raised to the power 2. The law says that this power 2, which is outside the bracket, will multiply the power s, which is inside the bracket. So we can write it as 2 to the power 2s, because these two multiply the s. Okay, so that's what we are going to apply from here. Okay, so let me clean this one and let us continue. Okay, so this power 1 over 2 will multiply the power y, which is in this bracket. So it's going to be the log of a to the power y over 2. And I hope you agree with me that it's y over 2, a to the power y over 2. Okay, because it's going to be like this, y times 1 over 2, and that is going to be y over 2. So a to the power y over 2. Okay, so that's what you are supposed to get. Okay, now let's go ahead and simplify further. So I'm going to have my log 3 root 2 will be equal to, now applying one of the laws of logarithm again, we are going to simplify this one. Okay, so having the log a to the power s plus log a to the power y over 2, the law says that we can write it like this: the log of a to the power s times a to the power y over 2. Okay, so that's one of the laws of logarithm that we are applying. And let me explain it to you. Okay, so now if I have something like this, let's say I have a log of let's say b to the power s plus log of b to the power let's say y. Okay, I want to use this to explain how we got this to you. Okay, so one of the laws of logarithm says that having something like this, okay, you can see that both terms contains log b. Okay, look at it, this term and this term, there's log b here, there's also log b here. The only thing different is that they have different powers. Okay, and look at this one, when we reach here, we have log a to the power s plus log a to the power y. You can see that both terms contains log a. So there's log a here, there's also log a here. So it's the same as this one as well. And one of the laws of logarithm says that having something like this, we can write it as the log of, so you bring log out of them. Okay, so both contains a log here, so you bring the logarithm sign out of them. Okay, then we can write this as, we bring our brackets and write it as b to the power s times, we change the addition sign to multiplication, times b to the power y. Okay, so that's the laws of logarithm that we are applying to be able to write this as this. Okay, let me use another example to explain it. Okay, so let me clean this one from here. Okay, so now let's say I have something like this. Let's say I have log 3, okay, log 3 to the power s, okay, plus log 3 to the power a. Okay, so I want to write this one in another form. Okay, applying the logarithm laws. Okay, it says that you can see that you have log 3 here, also log 3 here, both contains log 3, and also the only thing different here is that they have different powers, okay, which is s here and there's a here. So the logarithm law says that we can just bring the log out of them, okay, the two terms. So you bring your log out, okay, then you bring your bracket, and the terms which are left, okay, what is left here? We have 3 to the power s, and also here we have 3 to the power a. This sign, which is the addition, we change it to multiplication. So we are going to write our 3 to the power s times, okay, the addition sign, we change it to the multiplication, okay, times 3 to the power a. Okay, so that's what we applied. Okay, so that's one of the laws of logarithm. So that going forward, you can see that we can apply the indices law, which says that if the bases are the same, we add the powers. Okay, so for me to simplify this one further, I'm going to now apply the indices law to simplify this one further after I've written it like this. Okay, that's how come having log a to the power s plus log a to the power y over 2, I wrote it as the log of a to the power s times a to the power y over 2. Okay, so that's the logarithm law that we applied. Okay, so let me clean this one so that we can go ahead and simplify further. Okay, so I'm going to repeat my log. Let me clean it and write it well. Okay, so I have my log 3 root 2 will be equal to, okay, I hope you are following. So now I'm going to repeat my log, which is here. Then I'm going to apply the indices law to simplify this one. You can see that the bases are the same and they are multiplying. Okay, so we add the powers. Okay, so that's what we are going to do. Okay, so now it's going to be the log of, now when we apply the indices law to simplify this one, because the bases are the same and they are multiplying, so we need to add the powers. So it's going to be the log of a to the power s plus y over 2. Okay, so that's the indices law. Okay, so this is our final answer for simplifying log 3 root 2. Okay, so our log 3 root 2, the final answer is log of a to the power s plus y over 2. Okay, so here is it, the log of a to the power s plus y over 2. That's the final answer for simplifying or finding the value for log 3 root 2. Okay, we're asked to find the value for log 3 root 2. So this is the final answer. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so I hope the explanation was clear enough up to this point. Okay, and please don't forget to like the video and also share the video. If you didn't understand it, don't get worried. It's because I've not taught you logarithm. We've not done any video on logarithm. Okay, so I'm going to take logarithm as a full topic. Okay, later on we will look at logarithm as a full topic. We'll go into details, treat all the laws that governs it, and I'm sure you'll be able to understand it after we've done that. Okay, but I hope the little explanation that I've done, okay, you have been able to learn something and you understand it. Okay, so I just wanted to solve the question with you, and this is the solution to the question. Okay, don't forget, like the video and also share the video as well. Bye bye.